Hey everybody, this is January the 24th, 2022, and I'm in my woods. It was really cold last night, but this morning it's the sun's come out and it's warmed up some, so I feel like I can get out in the woods and just kind of get out in nature for a while. But anyway, I wanted to talk to y'all about something to do with Morgellons. Now, I've talked about this in one of my earlier videos. I know one of the first videos I made, I talked about this. I talked about removing the white fungus from the skin. It's called the white fungus. You've got to get it out of your skin. I think that's one of the first ones I did. But I need to drive this point home with y'all because a lot of people, they get it. I know they get it, but a lot of people don't want to do the strenuous, tub soakings and all that. And I can understand that because I know how painful it is. But I talked to a neighbor of mine who lives about a block from me, which I'm surprised I hadn't met her before now. But anyway, she has Morgellons, and she showed me, she came to see me, and she showed me her arms. She showed me some sores that were breaking out on her arms. She had sores like on her arms. She had some on her back, her upper back, behind her lower neck, and then she had some on her legs. And it was just like they were just like kind of scattered around. It wasn't they weren't really bad. They were just like here and there. Some of them were scabbed over and were healing, and then other new ones were breaking out around it. And so what I tried to explain to her, the importance of doing the Epsom salt baths every day, because if you have Morgellons, you're going to have the little sores. You're going to have some sores break out on you from time to time. Or you might have just some little bumps. Sometimes you might have such little white bumps. I know I used to have the little white bumps, and I'd scratch them and they turn into a sore. And sometimes the bumps will be red. If they get inflamed, they'll be red on the skin. And then you might not have a sore. You might just have a rash that shows up. So it's everybody reacts to it different according to their own, chemical makeup. But if you have sores on your body, let's say you've had Morgellons for a while and you've been doing the treatments and you've been doing, all the protocols, but you're still having little sores break out on you, on your arms and or on your legs or your back or wherever, that's an indication. Okay, that is an indication that you've got more skin detox to do. You've got more. You still got Morgellons embedded in your skin, and so you're going to need to do the tub soakings. You're going to need to do the tub soakings, and a lot of people don't want to do the tub soakings. I know I talked to one guy who lived in Alaska, and he contacted me when he got it. He had one of the worst cases that I had ever seen. He sent me pictures and stuff. But he told me, he said, I had told him that he needed to start the Epsom salt baths. Okay, and you don't have to use Epsom. If you don't want to use Epsom salt, you can use baking soda. You can use borax. You can use any kind of salt. You can use whatever you want to, as long as you're using something that's going to penetrate the skin and bring this stuff to the surface. Okay, so just water alone won't do it, and soap won't do it. If you've got some kind of solution, Ken's Morgellons gel to do it. You can just get in the bathtub and rub that all over you. But I would recommend that along with the Ken's Morgellons gel that you also use the Epsom salt treatments, because I do the Epsom salt first, and then I'd use the Ken's Morgellons gel while I'm in there. We mix it with my soap and all. But so you don't have to use Epsom salt. Any kind of salt will bring the Morgellons out of the skin. Okay, but anyway, this guy in Alaska, he told me, he said, I tried those Epsom salt baths, and he said, and I broke out worse. My skin started, my whole body started breaking out in sores all over. He said, it just made it worse. And I said, yes, exactly, that's what you want. And he's like, what? Yes, that's what you want. You want a full body eruption of the sores. Okay, yes, it's painful. Yes, it's very traumatic. It looks bad. Yes, but that's what you want, folks. If you want to get all of the Morgellons or the white fungus out of your skin. Okay. Now let me say this. When I was a kid, there were 6 of us. There were 6 kids, okay? All of us caught chickenpox at the same time. I remember it just like yesterday. It was so vivid in my mind. We looked so bad, and we looked so pitiful. And we all caught it at the same time. And Mom had us all isolated in this one big bedroom. And I remember it because she had I remember big cases of Coca-Cola being stacked up against the wall, and Sprite, and, you know, it was all coming in bottlenecks back then, you know, and she had snacks in there and stuff. She just kind of wanted to keep us isolated in that room because we were all broke out with chickenpox at the same time. And it was so severe and so bad that it scared my mom so bad that she called the doctor. And back then, like it was back 60, I don't remember what year, it was in the 60s. Back then, we had a small town doctor who actually made house calls. And he actually came to the house. And he came in the room and he looked at us, and he just kind of, you know, kind of snickered. And Mama said, look at it. And she says, that's good. That's a good sign. You want it to break out like that. Mom was like, well, yes, you want to have a full body eruption in order to bring the poison out, in order to bring the Morgellons to the surface. You want to have a full body eruption. And now when I've told this story before, but I'll go over it briefly once again. When I first was stricken with Morgellons, I had a lot of itching and crawling in my head, okay? And so at that time, I thought it was just something going on with my head. Okay, I was taking Epsom salt baths every single day. Sometimes I was taking 2 baths, and in the real severe stages, later on I was taking 3 baths a day. Now, I was using Epsom salt, and when I ran out of Epsom salt, I would keep baking soda. I'd put a whole box of baking soda, those little small orange boxes. I'd put a whole box of that in my bath water, and I'd use that when I run out of Epsom salt. But I made sure that I had Epsom salt and baking soda on hand all the time to do my treatments. Okay, but I started out treating my head because my head is what was itching and crawling. You know, it's so bad and stinging. So, and then eventually, the itching and the crawling, like, just kind of broke out all over my whole body. But did I think it was getting worse? No, I didn't think it was getting worse, because I knew when I started the Epsom salt baths that the itching and the crawling in my head, the stuff that was in my head was coming out, okay? I knew it was coming out. And it didn't come out right away. It took a while. It probably took a week or 2 before I saw anything actually coming out of my skin, because mine was embedded so deep in my skin. It took a while for me to do the soakings. But I didn't stop the soakings. I didn't stop doing the baking soda and the Epsom salt tub soakings just because the stuff started coming out. No, I kept it up because I was relieved that it was coming out. I said, well, at least I'm seeing something. At least I'm seeing something coming out. And I thought this was a good thing, because if it's coming out, that's a good thing, right? And I thought if I could keep it up until I get it all out, then I'll be okay. And that's exactly what I did. Now, a lot of people, they don't want to do this. Like that guy, he said, no, I ain't doing no more. I'm not doing no more of them tub treatments, no more. I don't want my skin back. Okay, that's up to you. If you don't want your whole body to break out in sores, then don't do the tub treatments. But if you don't get it all out, I'm telling you guys, you're going to keep having the skin outbreaks. You're going to keep having the sores break out on your skin, and it's going to stay inside your skin, and it's going to keep building up. Okay. Now, when I had the full-blown And I called it, back then I called it the full-blown Morgellons, because that's when I had the full-blown lesions covering my whole body. I mean, everywhere. From head to toe, I had the lesions everywhere. And it was, I'm telling you, it was a very horrifying sight. It was traumatizing to me, and I do have pictures of it, but no, I will not post them because it's too disturbing to look at. But when I had the full-blown Morgellons breakout over my whole body, I had sores covering my whole body. Yes. Painful, throbbing sores that ooze this yellow and white looking pus. So painful that is when I literally had my first mental emotional breakdown. And I've had several. I had several during my experience with Morgellons. I've had several, but that was the first time I had a mental breakdown to where I was literally shut down. Mentally, I was, I don't even know, I don't even have the word to describe, shocked or whatever, but I was pretty much in the bed all the time. I was still going to work. I still had a job, and I was still going to work. I was still trying to work. I was messing up though, but because I had all the brain fog, you know, and mental confusion and all that, but I was still working, and I was making sure that I wore long sleeves and I covered my whole body, you know, to cover the lesions. But I had what I call full-blown Morgellons. Okay, folks, and now that's what you want, okay? I know it sounds terrifying, and it is. It sounds traumatizing, and it is. But once I had the full body breakout with the Morgellons and the sores all over me, I kept it up. I didn't stop, because I knew inside, I knew that it was reaching a peak. I knew it was progressing. I knew it was progressing to a healing stage, and I knew it was reaching a peak, because I had sores that were healing. I had new ones that were breaking out every day, and this was doing the Epsom salt treatments every day now. I had new ones that were breaking out every day, but I also had some old ones that were healing. So the fact that they were breaking out and healing gave me a lot of encouragement, because I knew that it was coming out. So the point I'm trying to make here, folks, is you got to get it out of your skin, okay? You got to get it out internally, but you got to make sure you get it out externally too, okay? Internally, you know what to do. You take the potassium iodide, and you can take, we got videos about what to do internally and externally, but you've got to do the tub soakings. You've got to do them if you want to get all of the white fungus out of your skin, because see, it gets embedded in there, and then you have to keep it up. But after, let's see, I guess I did that for about 2 years, and then after about 2 years it kind of tapered off, but gradually the sores disappeared, and I didn't have any more sores. But I didn't stop doing the Epsom salt treatments. I kept it up, but I wasn't doing them every day. After the sores started tapering off and disappearing, then I was doing the treatments for like maybe once or twice a week, because I had gotten a majority of the white fungus out of the skin. And after you get it all out, you still have to keep up your treatments, but you won't have to be as strenuous with it. You won't have to do them every day. Now, like right now, if I go, I know I don't have any sores that break out on me now. I still have, I never have any sores that break out at all, but I still have those little white sand and black sand looking things come out, and I still have, when I use the, when I do my treatments, I have the sand come out. I have the little hair-like filaments that come out. I still have, sometimes I have the little hard things. I still have some stuff that come out, but I do not break out in sores anymore, because I got the majority of the fungus out of my skin. But now, if I was to stop my treatments completely and just take a regular bath with soap and water and not not put anything in there that's going to treat my skin, I would eventually start breaking out in sores again, because I'm not doing anything to remove the fungus. And as we know, this fungus is self-replicating, and plus it's in the chemtrail, so you're breathing it in. Your skin is absorbing it every day, in everyday life, and you're breathing it in. So you have to do the Epsom salt treatments until you get a full body breakout of lesions all over your body, and including your head. Your head's the most important part. Now, when my head broke out with sores in it, I'm almost tearing up just thinking about it, because it was so painful. But I'm not going to do that. I'm not gonna get emotional. I'm gonna try not to. But just thinking about it is painful, because it's coming up and I'm reliving it. But when my head started breaking out in sores, it was so painful that I couldn't even brush my hair without without being in excruciating pain, and my hair started falling out. I lost a lot of hair. Of course, when the sores broke out, the hair roots started falling out, but the hair grew back eventually. So your hair will grow back, but the key thing is to get it out. You've got to get it out, folks. You got to get the white fungus out of your skin. You got to get the Morgellons out of your skin. So I told my neighbor to start the Epsom salt baths, or the baking soda baths, or if she don't want to use any of that, any kind of salt. You can use table salt, but I don't recommend it. I would recommend that you use some kind of sea salt if you can get it. But if you don't have it, you use what you have. Anything that'll penetrate the skin and bring it out. But she is now doing the Epsom salt treatments every day, and she's starting to see more of the sores break out, and she knows what to expect. I've told her what to expect. And also my cousin's going through the same thing. She's had my first cousin has Morgellons, and she has the little sores all up and down her arms. It goes all the way up her. Well, she had them on her hands and up on the shoulders. And I was telling her then that you got to detox the skin. You got to get it out of the skin, or you're going to keep having those. And the more sores you have, then it leaves those little white scars all over your skin. That you don't get rid of them. They stay with you. So you get Morgellons, you have got proof. You've got all the proof you need, because those scars, those white scars that are left behind from these sores on your body, is your proof that you have Morgellons. And I still have those. I have them all. I still have the scars. I have the scars everywhere in my legs, but they don't really show up that much unless I get a dark tan. If I get a dark tan, then you can see them more. But they just kind of blend in with your skin tone. But anyway, I got the white scars, and anybody needs to prove they got Morgellons, and they got the white scars on their body. That's all you need. But when you have the full body breakout of sores and they heal up, you will have scars. You are going to have the scars because they leave it. But anyway, the point I'm making today is, if you have sores on your body anywhere, you need to do the Epsom salt treatments every single day until you have a full body breakout in sores, and you want to continue to do it until the sores completely disappear. Ever how long that takes. It's not the same amount of time for everybody. For me, it took about 2 years. It may not take that long for you. It depends on how bad your case is. But I wanted to point this out today, because I know I talked about it in one of my earlier videos about the white fungus. And I will post the link for that video in the description box for anybody that wants to watch that video. It's called The White Fungus. You've got to get it out of your skin. That's one of the first ones I made. I'll post it down here, but so that you can listen to that, and it explains in detail about how to remove the white fungus from the skin. So I'm going to go for now. And, hey, that's all I wanted to say. I mean, I felt like I needed to say it because I'm seeing so many people. You know, I can go to the grocery store. Standing in line, I can tell you who's got Morgellons. I can tell you if somebody's got Morgellons because of the little scars you see on their arms and their face and stuff. You can tell. I mean, it's Morgellons signature. That's what it is. So, but I'm telling you, this is what you got to do to get all of the fungus out of your skin. Okay, you still got to do the internal detox, but with the potassium iodide or the essential oils or whatever, and you got to do the external detox to move it from the skin. So that's all I want to say today, guys. I love you. Bye.